Well, in other videos, we've seen a cataract surgery, full cataract surgery. This is just going to focus on a different type of lens. This is a three-piece IOL.
And three-piece just means that the optic and the haptic are made out of different pieces. So optic one piece, the two haptics, blue 1, blue 2. So 1, 2, 3.
This is the same type of lens we'd see with a light adjustable lens, though this is not a light adjustable lens. What would be the advantage in this case to doing a three-piece?
So I sometimes use them in patients where they have a larger eye, so there's more space that should be taken up. These haptics are much more rigid. You can also tell that it requires more manipulation to get this in, which sometimes makes them less desired by surgeons, and it's also a little bit more time required to implant it. The three-piece implantation, more manipulation, more rotation, and you can see it's much more movement of the lens until it's actually in place.
And it looks like now you're just really getting that last part of the haptic in the proper position. I look at this and I think, well, what if it flings out in front of the capsule? Is that a big deal, or is your goal to try to get it on the first shot into the capsule, or how does that go?
It is, but it's not a big deal. This can be, in quote, dialed in. These haptics, I think we have another video on UGG, uveitis glaucoma ephema syndrome, which happens with one piece. These haptics, much smaller, much rounder, so less problems if they end up in front of the capsular bag as opposed to inside the capsular bag.
And I'm glad you mentioned UGG, because that is another video we have, which was a very important video to remind ourselves that sometimes this surgery, you'll see that haptic coming in front of the capsule, usually an unintentional consequence of the surgery being missed, and that can rub on the back of the iris. So the goal is to get all those haptics inside of the capsule where they're safe and not rubbing.
And again, here the injection of numbing and steroid. The white part is a steroid. The previous ballooning up is just some numbing medication to make the second injection less uncomfortable.